Hey guys, Shadow Reviewer here. Today I'm looking at Family Guy Season 2, Episodes 13 to 15. Well, without any further ado, let's get into it. And boy, do we have a good one for you. Today I'm looking at Family Guy Season 2, Episode 13, Road to Rhode Island. And yeah, it's about as iconic as it gets. And it's the start of the Brian and Stewie friendship, but also the start of Brian and Stewie's adventures. So, after they accidentally lose their plane ticket while Stewie is being looked at by Lois's parents, which, yes, by the way, marks this as their first actual appearance of Barbara and Carter punishment. It honestly starts off with pretty much nothing but laughs. So, after the usual misunderstandings and taking trains, hitchhiking, Brian finds out that they're in the place where Brian was born and taken away from. Yeah, the episode starts out with the day that where Brian came from, and he seemed to talk even when he was little. And honestly, it's just really sad. So he visits his childhood home, only to find his mother passed, and she has been taxidermied, which is a horrible thing to discover. And honestly, Brian's arc here is great, as he eventually gets closure with his mother. And Stewie, being Stewie. And then they... Honestly, it's just a great episode. It just portrays Brian and Stewie's friendship, and this is the episode that does it perfectly. Honestly, the best scene in the episode is where they're on the train to Rhode Island, and they get into probably one of the most iconic songs in the series. We're off on the road to Rhode Island. And honestly, go listen to the song. It's a great two minutes. And a little fun fact here: there was a deleted cut on when Stewie is going through airport security and he sings a little song. There was a cutaway gag that was cut where he pretty much says, "I hope," name blank here, doesn't do show tunes. And then it cuts away to the guy that, yeah, if you know what September 11th is, you know what I'm talking about. Same with the subplot. So Peter and Lois's relationship is on the rocks, and they decide to have a marriage counseling. Let's just say the marriage counselor has a vivid methods on how to spice up a marriage. I mean, Peter's reactions are just priceless, as he doesn't even know what's going on anymore. And again, like the cutaway gag, there's also a deleted cut that actually got the episode banned. It shows, and I'm not going to go into full detail, the marriage council was originally closeless, but they didn't like that that type of content was not okay. So they had a cut to where it stops her when she just takes off the bra. But that's it. And I like if it ends on a funny note, as Lois eventually figures out what Peter was doing and decided to spice it up a little bit. Honestly, it's a pretty funny side gag. There's also a tiny mini subplot with Chris berating Meg on what he's thinking. And it ends on another pretty funny note, as he asks Meg what word I'm thinking, and she's like, "Kitty, get out of my head!" Honestly, that's legit funny. So yeah, Road to Rhode Island is iconic for so many perfect reasons. Brian and Stewie's friendship blossomed beautifully. I love the subplot with Peter and Lois's marriage, and the bit with Chris and Meg is pretty damn funny. Today I'll be looking at Family Guy Season 2, Episode 14, Let's Go to the Hop. And it's a pretty solid episode. So after finding out that an escaped non-native frog comes to Rhode Island, some kids start getting high on the toads. So Peter, not wanting Chris and Meg to go the same way, decides to go undercover as a high school student and try and get the kids to stop doing toad. And yeah, they do a pretty good song sequence too. Honestly, it's great. And yes, this is the first appearance of Neil Goldman. Yeah. Neil Goldman. Yeah, that little kid, the nerdy, ginger kid who tries to hit on Meg multiple times. That episode does end on a funny note. I'll get to that in a bit. So, Peter, or should I say Lando, gets pretty popular pretty fast as Meg announces that they're going to the snowball dance as a couple, only to find out that Lando decided to take Connie D'Amico instead. Oh, and speaking of her, this is also her first canonical appearance as well. And yeah, she's pretty much Meg's bully throughout the series, and not in a fun way. But my favorite scene is at the snowball dance, and give Peter credit, he's a pretty good dancer. I mean, who would have thought a guy his size would would dance so well? Actually, to be fair, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's a positive. And I like that Peter decides to dump Connie and tell Meg that he loves her. In a father and daughter way. What do you think I was thinking? And honestly, it's kind of sweet. Oh yeah, remember that Neil Goldman subplot? Yeah, we all thought she was actually gonna fall for Neil, only to tell him to hold her bag, and she decides to dance with other boys. Which, yeah, that is legit funny. So yeah, the episode's pretty solid. I like Peter goes out of his way to try and help his kids, regardless of his own benefits, and I like the ending. Pretty legit sweet. Today I'll be looking at Family Guy Season 2, Episode 15, Dammit, Janet. Now, this is pretty much a Stewie story where he goes to daycare for the first time and falls in love with a little girl named Janet. And yeah, it's actually kind of sweet. Stewie's first love was what they should have called this, but again, they want to riff on a movie title, I think. And yeah, him trying to get her attention, to find her in a brutal way that she only loved him for his cookies, which it is legit sad, and it leads to another pretty good song as Stewie declares his love for Janet. So it's really sweet. Again, it ends on a really brutal note. Poor Stewie. But I said it's an okay episode. The subplot is what drags it down. So Lois decides to get a job. That's good. She's a flight attendant, and Peter decides to abuse the free plane rides because, well, his wife is a flight attendant. And let's just say, being a flight attendant it's not all what it's cracked up to be. And thanks to Peter, they get stuck in one of the toilet cubicles when a hostage situation commences, and they're stuck in Cuba. Yeah, so it's really dumb of Peter. But again, what do I expect at this point? So yeah, it's an okay episode. The Stewie love stuff is pretty sweet, but the stuff with Peter and Lois is not great. So that's the end of the video, folks. I hope you like this. Give me a thumbs up, comment, like, and subscribe, and I hope to get more videos out like this. Now, I would say tomorrow I'll be looking at more episodes, but I'm actually gonna take a 3-day break, because that's what I'm gonna be doing for the Family Guy / Pokemon series. For Family Guy, actually no, scrap the Pokemon one. For Family Guy, I'll probably do like 5 videos. I'll do 1 video a day for 5 straight days, from Sundays to Thursdays, and then I'll go back to Sundays again, so on and so forth. So yeah, Sunday, I'll be looking at Family Guy, Season 2, Episodes 16 to 18. Until then, I'm the Shadow Reviewer, signing off.